The theme of the fashion show this year is self-love is the best love, with a colon, keep that same energy. So self-love is the best love, keep that same energy. And what that means is basically I didn't actually have a partner. I let my team come up with that because I wanted them to kind of bring their own ideas to the table. So that way, of course, as a student program, I actually wanted the students to run it. So my team came and they were like, a couple of them said I want self-love or I want something about body image, and a couple other was like I want to say keep that same energy. So we just basically mixed both. But self-love being the best love, meaning loving yourself, loving who you are. How do you love yourself? Being comfortable with your own self, your own body, your own mind, your own soul, and things like that. And just keeping that same energy, meaning not in a negative way or when you see me you better keep that same energy. Not like that, but actually when you love yourself, I want you to stay that way from now into future years, and how can you do that over time? So just basically keeping that same vibe, that same positivity, that same optimism about yourself, and just going forward.
I think fashion has greatly helped my self-esteem because there's nothing like looking in the mirror in the morning with an outfit that looks really good on you and just being able to look at yourself and be like, that's something good, I'm wearing it, go out into the world and be confident with it,
No matter what you did, or no matter boy, girl, or, they had people like clapping, they gave out shirts, just like support, because the theme last year was suicide awareness, so they gave inspirational speeches on if you're going through anything. So I felt like it was very like everybody supported each other and not like you were alone, like made them feel like they was alone in the situation.
I was very shy in my first year. I want to say I was an introvert, but I was a people person, but I wasn't as much as a big crowd person. So in big crowds, I sometimes kind of lean towards the back and might like stand to the side or just kind of observe. I don't necessarily get in the mix. That was back then, of course. I would just like be a fly on the wall, as people would say. So the fashion show, people in there, they were very motivating. They were very caring and just inspiring. So just watching their interactions and how they kind of just talk to people all the time, regardless if they didn't know each other, whatever the case may be, just talking to them and actually getting them out of their shell. I paid attention, and it started happening to me when I was walking, and people were like, hey man, you don't have to walk with like your head down, or you don't have to walk like like you're sad, or you don't want to walk, things like that. Just like the motivating stuff that you needed to hear but you didn't want to ask. Those type of things, like it just helped me become a better person. So year after year, I just got better with not only communicating to the people in the show, especially since I was running and I had to, but just communicating with people, being willing to take criticism of my own self, how I can get better just from the people at least that I thought were better than me at walking, and things like that, to now where I feel so much more comfortable when I'm in a space in a room that I don't feel boxed in or like I'm doing something wrong when I'm speaking to people or when I'm walking or when I'm dressing. So I would say that first year was like, it wasn't scary, but it was very nerve-wracking for me because that wasn't my type of thing. But I realized after a while, like, it's okay to be comfortable in a space where not only you live with these people every day, you see them all the time, but it's just your spotlight, it's your time to shine, so you have to make it that.
Originally, I decided to join the fashion show because I kind of wanted to inspire other residents that might want to join the fashion show, because I'm not a model professionally. What other people say, I can't help that. But professionally, I'm not a model. I've never really done modeling or anything like that before. But there were other residents that were in the crowd during the first practice of the fashion show that I could tell that they took an interest in wanting to be in the fashion show. And I'm all for, supporting other people. So I went in the fashion show as kind of a sign to everybody that you don't have to be a professional, or you don't have to have, years of experience before, or you don't have to be a certain level during the tryouts, So I just went, I tried out, and I'm going through with it. One, because I like it. I think it's pretty fun. But also to try and inspire other people, maybe for next year if they want to do the fashion show, or if, maybe it doesn't even have to be fashion show related. Maybe they're just feeling less confident in their own fashion. I just want to show them that me, I'm not like a supermodel or anything like that, but I'm still able to do a good job with fashion. So I want to inspire other people, especially.
My first year, I actually walked in it. My freshman year. My sophomore year to my senior year, I facilitated it as a resident assistant. So as you can kind of see, I'm kind of back in the same realm that I was doing years ago. But I think over each year, I just gained more knowledge about it, more knowledge about fashion, is what people like, how to actually run a fashion show, things of that nature, and also with myself, just like I said, being more comfortable with dressing the way I want to dress, not being ashamed to wear what I wear, and things of that nature.
I had my friend go in there, sign my name, so I ain't have no choice but to go. Didn't have no choice but to go. Then when I got out there, she was like, I'm gonna cheer you on, I promise. And then when I got out there, everybody was cheering me on.
That's how it's gonna be the actual fashion show too.
Yeah.
It's been a different experience, but in a good way. I get to see as an RD now the other side that my RDs in the past had to do, which is like the budget, getting with AV, getting with facilities, and etc. The things that I didn't really have to do maybe until like my senior year, when I was in those meetings of trying to set up the stage and things like that. So it's been, on the other side, it's been different, just because I'm still learning the process. And I'm fairly new here at GGC, but I'm still learning like the ins and outs of the business itself. So I got to see some of the things that, like I said, my other RDs were doing when they were creating a fashion show. We were just mainly like working on the walks and making sure that people were good, giving them that fun experience. But the RDs back then, they were hands-on but kind of hands-off at the same time. They would come to some practice, but not all the practices. So they didn't really have like the hands-on experience, like touching people or talking to them all the time and things like that. But now, since I'm in the role, like I'm at every practice, I'm always like trying to help if they need me to. I'm always talking to people, hey, I like your walk, hey, I like this, and etc. So just being hands-on both sides is giving me a different experience on it, and just in life in general. I think the biggest part for me are the people in it, because every year it's not a different set of group of people, but these people always come from different walks of life. So just hearing their experiences and hearing what they go through on a day-to-day basis is always it's always challenging, but it's inspiring at the same time, because you just never know what someone's going through. But the fact that they take their time out of the day to come every Tuesday and Thursday of 4 or 5 weeks until the show comes, it just shows a lot of dedication and grind and grit. And I just appreciate it overall. So I think the people have been like the best part of it, for sure.
Originally, I only knew a small percentage of the people at the fashion show practices, mainly because it's just a different demographic than what I'm used to. Like usually I'm not around all these extremely fashionable people, I'll say. People are really into fashion, really into modeling and walking and things like that. But luckily, they're not terrible people. They're awesome people. Everyone's been really friendly. Some people have given me tips for my fashion show walk, which I think was awesome. I've been able to comment on other people's fashion show walks. So over time, it went from basically knowing like a certain small group of people to pretty much knowing like everybody there, I can at least identify everyone. It's almost like a big family. Like that's a part of my fashion show family.
Cause like from my experience now, I enjoy it, and hopefully by next year, I probably won't even be shy no more. Cause it's like, oh girl, you done walked in the fashion show. What you shy for? So yeah, I would go back next year.